Do I like my games like my bread, fresh out of the toaster? Thank you, actually, for asking how I like my bread. A lot of people don't take the time. I like my bread the same way that every middle-class English boy likes his bread, roasted over an open flame on my huge, big, wood-burning stove. Now, I did go through a period of time where we didn't have a toaster, so I cooked my bread in the Ninja food cooker. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've not had real bread until you've tried to toast it inside a Ninja food cooker. Because, and I'm going to get into the physics of toast right now. The whole point of the toaster is that some of you might be thinking, Josh, please don't do this, just play Guild Wars 2. No, shut up, listen. The physics of the toaster is when you put the bread in vertically, there are two almost grills that when you push the arm down kind of clamp gently in on the side of the bread. And what this does is this keeps the bread vertical. So when it's toasted and the moisture is removed from the bread, it remains like this and the bread doesn't curl. And then when it pops up, you can put the bread on the plate and the butter goes on because the bread itself remains flat. It was toasted vertically, but it switches to horizontal rather easily. The problem with the Ninja food cooker is that if you put the bread flat on the bottom, it's like an air fryer. You could only fit one slice of bread in because it's a circle, it's round. So if you put two slices of bread in, you've got kind of one overlaps on top of the other. You don't want that. So you can't put them vertical because the food... What's going to hold them? You put the bread in vertical, you let go, it's going to fall either way. So here's what you do. You put one bread in diagonal, another bread in diagonal like that. So the top of the bread is on the edge of the food cooker, so when you put the lid on, it's not there. But the two bits at the bottom support each other. Here's the problem, okay? This is the bread, right? As the bread heats up, what happens is this. And it bends in the middle. That's the problem. So when you open the top, the lid of the Ninja food cooker, and you take it out and you look in, you don't have two bits of bread like this that are toasted. You have two bits of bread that have almost fallen in the center into the crease, the curve. So when you then put them on the plate, you don't have two bits of flat toasted bread. You have a bit of bread like that and a bit of bread like that. Like almost like a V shape. So when you butter them and pick them up, the butter runs into the middle and you have a trough, which means you have to kind of lean it backwards so it drips out the middle of this V shape. It's a whole thing, okay? And if you haven't ever experienced that in your life, I pray to God you never do. Ever. Nothing worse than V-shaped toast. Where did the bread come from? I'm so confused. Well, Bernados, many years ago, man discovered that by growing wheat and then grinding that wheat into a fine flour, mixing that flour with some water into a fine dough, adding some yeast,